WWL Louisiana News at 10 begins with breaking news.
A historic day here in southeast Louisiana as snow fell across the area and continued to fall for much of the day. It finally let up, but now after a day of fun, we're turning our attention to safety.
Yeah, with the sun now set and any snow packed down or even slightly melted, it is going to refreeze and make driving even more dangerous than it was today.
That's why we have crews around the area to keep a close eye on conditions out there and to make sure that you have the most up-to-date information available. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. We'll hear from our WWL Louisiana team in just a moment, but first, some very important updates for you. There are curfews in place for some towns and parishes.
Yeah, and that includes Plaquemine, St. John, Lafourche, St. Bernard, St. James, and Thibodaux.
Now, you also want to drip your faucet again overnight. Remember, just a spaghetti-thin stream from one faucet in your house will do. Any more could cause water pressure issues. Also, open those cabinet doors and make sure your heat is above 55 degrees.
For exactly what we should expect tonight, though, we want to get over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin for the latest on the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, as we said, anything that had been more snow all day today and it was kind of the fun, fluffy, has now been compacted on a lot of roadways, and so it is forming ice. Temperatures are already below freezing and will continue to fall. Now, thankfully, we're not adding to the issue. We have no more snow. And what's amazing watching this radar is just how far south the rain snow line is in the Gulf of Mexico, with the entirety of the Florida Panhandle past Panama City and around Mexico Beach, Apalachicola, also getting snow on the beach right now. Now, temperatures tomorrow morning, single digits, teens, and low 20s. So we will all be well within the hard freeze criteria, which is why running that water is so important tonight. Now, as we get into Thursday morning, we'll once again see a hard freeze. It's what happens in between that is key to melting the ice on the roads. Now, temperatures won't really get above freezing until probably between 10 and noon in the city. Might be a little bit later on the North Shore. Now, we could still see some melting before we actually get to freezing, with mostly sunny skies all day tomorrow. That does work in our favor. The only issue is that we're only just above freezing during the day tomorrow, not dramatically so. We will be there for most of the afternoon hours, but then the temperatures start dropping once again. As soon as we see freezing, anything that hasn't evaporated but melted will then refreeze, and we'll still have the ice on the roadways as we then go into our Thursday morning. Now, Thursday temperatures will be in the 40s, so I think at that point, all of our roads will be clear. But note, Slidell and Hammond, we're only going to be above freezing for a few hours during the afternoon. Again, what works in our favor is the fact that we will be under sunny skies all day long. So the good news is we will see some clearing during the day tomorrow. The bad news is those areas that don't clear will still be slick and will be an issue going into Thursday morning. We'll have a more detailed look at our temperature forecast when we start to see our temperatures rebound even more, and kind of look back at the snowfall in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Looking live right now at Bourbon Street. That's where bars are pretty much closed, but plenty of people have still come outside during the course of the day to take a stroll. One thing we are noticing, you can see there, the street has been somewhat plowed, but also packed down, which is, as we've mentioned, could create more problems overnight. Now, that's because it can become more and more slick as the temperatures drop. We just experienced that ourselves walking outside.
Yeah, it could be days before that snow is cleared off local roadways so schools and businesses can reopen in the city. Paul Murphy reports from the French Quarter, where the cleanup has already begun.
A fleet of snowplows hit the streets of New Orleans shortly after the snow stopped falling. Tractors and hand shovels also started the process of digging out from a freak winter storm that dumped about a foot of snow across the metro area. Among those venturing out to witness the rare sight were Lee and Karen Albright, who took an evening walk through the French Quarter despite the cold.
My wife and I moved here 2 years ago, Karen and I, and we moved away to get away from cold weather, and that's why we're out walking today. We find we miss the cold weather.
The snow closed Armstrong International Airport for the day, causing massive flight cancellations, stranding many New Orleans visitors. This group from California came into town for a 40th birthday weekend.
We came here for good times, clean streets, and drinks, and it's snowing, and everybody's been telling me that it never snows here.
We've been coming here for the last 15 years, and this is totally unexpected, and we were not expecting this. But I mean, it's a good thing to be stranded here.
Some visitors took the time to take in the sights. Jackson Square looked like a winter wonderland.
This is great. We're loving every second of it.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
Our flight was canceled, so we're stuck here for at least another day. We're hoping tomorrow we can go home, but if not, oh well.
Their food is amazing. So eating and walking and just having a good time. Beautiful city. We love it here.
Even during a heavy snowfall, New Orleans never loses its sense of fun.
Down at Jackson Square, they had a snowball fight. Lafitte's bar was open and everybody seemed to be enjoying it.
City leaders tell us that it could be Thursday before these streets are clear enough for schools and businesses to resume. For now, they're asking people to stay warm, stay home, and stay off the roads. In the French Quarter, Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.